Welcome to Cinematalkraphy. We watch movies with you so you don't have to.
Welcome to Cinematography. I'm your host, Roberto and Brandt, joined always by
Brandt.
And today we are pulling the pin. Brandt and I, when we began this show, talked about a lot of different movies we wanted to do and a lot of different commentary tracks we wanted to do. And I think you suggested this movie at the very get-go.
Mm-hmm.
And that movie is...
I don't think you really need the dramatic pause because they've already seen the title of the
That's
video.
That's true, but it's The Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
I am super excited. This is an hour, 43 minutes, and 32 seconds of a film. And let's just get this started.
Sure.
Brandt, count us off.
Quack, 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 no!
I think I already know what you're using the count off, by the way.
Yeah. I think that's kind of a given.
I think it's like required. This has been like our like movie we've been planning so long. We've been figuring out.
This is one of the first references we made when we met each other.
Yeah, that's true.
If you remember that.
I do.
Because you were like trying to test out my knowledge.
Well, it's because here's the thing. When I have a friend that's a part of a younger generation, this is so much embedded in like the 90s is a certain kind of thing that if you don't know what this is, you can kind of tell that line in terms of age. And I'm way older than you. We've already discussed this and everything else. So whenever I throw the Mighty Ducks out as a reference, usually my age group will get it. And it's a matter of, I'm trying to, I guess, determine as to what age group did not experience the awesomeness that is the Mighty Ducks.
Sure. The worst age group.
Exactly. Because this is like...
I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Clearly, this is the Citizen Kane of the 90s.
Oh God, yes. This is everything I remembered it could be. When's the first time? What is your earliest memory of this movie?
I don't know. I just know we had this. My mom had this on VHS, and I pretty well wore out that VHS.
Like I don't
we
even
watched
think
it a
I
lot.
ever watched this in theaters. Like this is what's funny about this movie. I don't even think I watched it in theaters.
I definitely didn't because it came out when I was born. So
That's
would've
what's
been
amazing
tough
is
for
that
me.
you but I didn't even watch it in theaters and I was of the age group appropriate for this movie at the time. I think the reason why was because like we had Disney Channel and like once that movie came out and
Man, they need to clean off the lens or something.
oh
Jeez.
no, this is Vaseline. This is the 90s do this. This is what makes it look like a flashback.
This
dude.
is rough.
This is the flashback. This is how you know it's a flashback. Because the fact that it's got Vaseline on the lens.
Yeah.
But this had played so much on the Disney Channel that I don't think I ever saw this outside of actual. I think I may have watched it one time on VHS, and that might have been about it because they played this like so many goddamn times on Disney Channel after the movie came out, and was already part of its syndicate kind of thing. 'Cause I don't remember seeing this in theaters. Maybe I did, but it's just I don't even remember.
Right.
Here it is.
When was the last time you saw the Mighty Ducks?
About a couple years ago. This is probably I'll say in like 5 years.
It's probably been closer to 10, 12 years for me.
It might be about yeah.
It's been a long
Well,
time.
the thing is, like I saw the second one more than I saw the first one. Oh, it's off it's off the goal post. He lost his chance to win the game. What a heartbreaker for little Gordon Bombay, because that was an important game for his professional career. I think that was the joke, is that he could have gone pro if he had fucking cut the goalpost.
Is that canon?
I think that is canon. It comes into that kind of shit, like that he could have gone pro. Like, look, he looks at his coach.
It's all over, kid.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Something like that kind of shit where it was like you could have gone pro or
you just
whatever.
threw away your college scholarship from this game.
Quite literally. Like I think it comes up where like Gordon Bombay was a lawyer, but like he was good at hockey enough where he could have gone pro or some shit like that. Like it gets, and of course it's got to be Emilio. Is it Emilio Estevez, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because him and Sheen are related, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. They're like brothers or something.
Yeah, I forget it because Emilio Estevez is like, it goes by that name, and I think it's his stage name, and I forget what his real name is, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's just.
And it's kind of a weird recontextualizing this because I haven't seen the Mighty Ducks since, like, the last time I saw the Mighty Ducks was before I had ever seen The Breakfast Club.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't see The Breakfast Club until my sophomore year of high school, and I got super into it. And like I had seen Emilio Estevez in a few things before, but I had never really pieced it together. So it's so weird seeing him. Like when I was first watching the Mighty Ducks, you know, I was pretty young. I was a kid. So Emilio Estevez kind of read as like, oh, well, he's an adult. He's this old guy.
No.
And now looking back at him, I'm like, whoa, he's like younger than me almost.
Well, because Emilio Estevez, I think my first movie with him, because I had bounced around between movies and things like that. The first film I had watched with him was actually, I think it was Men at Work. It was with him and Charlie Sheen. Terrible movie. Not a terrible movie, but not the best comedy movie at all.
I think I've seen that.
But yeah, Emilio Estevez is just, it's so fucking funny that he is Gordon Bombay. Even at that point now, even thinking back then, I think I had watched this movie next time, and it was still the fact that that Gordon Bombay is still Emilio Estevez. Now the question is, I can't remember if the Anaheim Ducks existed before this. I don't remember if the actual Anaheim Mighty Ducks existed before this movie came out or came out after this movie. I'd have to definitely check that one. Ducksworth.
All right, so I'm at this hockey game,
Okay.
and the guy next to me, he turns around and tips his hat like this. What do you think I said? Swear to God, Emilio!
Are you serious?
No, that's a reference to what was that one movie? It's an SNL movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Night at the Roxbury.
Night at the Roxbury, yeah.
Yeah. I watched a lot of
By the way,
A
I
Night at the
love
Roxbury
that
around
this is
this
exactly
time.
what that this is how he gets in trouble. Like, do you know? Did you catch that? By the way, that he's got an open container of beer. He's throwing it in the back. He's driving all badass, just like he is a. Like, okay, you know how we can look back now at a stereotype. This is horribly a stereotype.
Classic Emilio.
Of course. Who is that actor? Could you look him up really quick? 'Cause he seems so familiar.
Who?
The judge actor. Like, I swear I've seen him before. He's such a character actor. Like I'd like to say that he was like he is like one of the guys that usually plays the rich person. I know I've seen him before, and I can't believe we're actually doing this. But what I do like about this film a lot, actually, in all honesty, about the Mighty Ducks, is that it was such a cultural kind of point in our 90s growing up kind of days, to the point that we all endangerment. What I love about this is that when it comes to the Mighty Ducks, people maybe have not really thought about the movie. Like, you know, the one I think everyone kind of references a lot more now is the second one.
Okay.
Because the fact that it's a little bit easier to follow storyline. Because this is sort of the, you know, guy goes back home because he has to. and then sort of becomes part of that. No, I think I remember what it is now. No, I was mistaken. It wasn't that he could have gone pro, but it's after this is that he goes to the minors for a bit or some shit like that. That's what it was. But there is moments of like, you could have gone pro. Like, why didn't you do it? I became a lawyer.
Well, that sounds a bit more reasonable, unfortunately.
I kind of. Well, it still was like that. Still was like the downfall of his hockey career.
Sure. That's where everything went wrong.
That is where everything went wrong. Because look, he became a jerk off lawyer. That's what it is. Okay, his name is George Coe. He's been in a lot of different. Yeah, he's a character actor. That's why I recognized him. He's been in a lot of different things, a lot of different voices and stuff like that. And I've seen him before so many times. That's what happens to a lot of actors. There's a lot of these actors that are working actors, character actors.
Like this guy.
Like this guy here. That we see pretty much everywhere. And it's good to note their names and remember them because they are the guys that work hard. Sure, we all know Emilio Estevez, but, you know.
I feel like Emilio Estevez is the Adrian Brody of the 90s.
I think you're right.
If that makes any sense.
How old are these kids now?
Well, you figure during filming this was probably
also, didn't that fat kid that kid wasn't he in Heavyweights too?
I've never seen Heavyweights.
Oh my God, you've got to see Heavyweights.
I've heard good things.
That is the beginning of Ben Stiller's dodgeball character.
But yeah, you figure these kids are what, like 12?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't read kids. And this was filmed in 91-ish.
Something like that.
So they're, you do the math.
Yeah.
They're late 20s or late.
We'll have to definitely check. We'll see if any of them amounted to anything at our post-credit scene.
Mid-30s? They're mid-30s.
That's what I've noticed is a lot of the kids that actually were this age. Like, it's funny. I was thinking about this with another kind of classic 90s thing, Pete and Pete. That though I now associate more with older Pete as an older guy, like I was younger. I was Danny Tamborelli's age. Like he's like a little bit older than me, if anything else. So it's kind of weird to think this.
Yeah.
I love that. This is the guy he deserves. Like they're bringing social justice in. What would make you the fast forward? Oh my God, that's such a 90s thing. The whole fast forward clip, the whole sped up film. This is so goddamn 90s. It's not even like I forgot this existed in the 90s. What other movie does like The Nut Shot?
Classic,
because you can't have a Disney. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my nuts. My balls. I'm no longer a man. The question is, do you think he even, like, remotely knows that he's, like, back in his hometown?
Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably...
Well, because he doesn't act like it. Like, it's kind of weird, like, the way he does things, because,
Goldberg
definitely was in Heavyweights. But that's... By the way, what's that actor's name? I know what we keep... Like it's funny.
I'm not going to look it up.
What I love about this movie, honestly, because it's such a cultural kind of thing within our generation, they go on the ice.
Hot shot Gordon Bombay driving on the ice.
I just know he's a drug runner. No, what I love about this movie is that we don't ever refer to the actors in this film beyond anything but their iconic role.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would have been awesome had he pulled out a piece.
That would have been so good.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Man, I'm really digging the Gordon Bombay drug dealer beeline.
Here's a question.
That would have been
now,
awesome.
Here's a real serious question. This is the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Emilio Estevez, definitely, famous of the 80s. Do you think that Gordon Bombay did a rail of coke before he came to the rink? Do you think Do you think there's a dark side to Gordon Bombay?
Oh yeah, totally. Dude's a lawyer in the 90s.
Yep.
We already know he has a bit of a drinking problem.
Yeah,
that's
true.
That's just what they found.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's already a drinking problem.
Yeah.
This is horrible. This is such a I'm what I love about this is that even this is like a fucking 90s thing. Like that was the 90s like fucking SNL. Like I have not like there are things, let me put it this way. There are things that it will score a goal too. What I love about some movies out of the 90s, some things hold up, right? Like some things you could watch again and still laugh, and they're masterpieces that stand the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those movies, as I'm watching again now, that is very much rooted in its time, and I don't think it's ever going to escape.
No, it is definitely gilded in a coat of 90s essence.
Because like
90s
literally
ether.
we had a Rob Schneider reference. Let's put that out there. There was a Rob Schneider reference, and that is what these kids thought were funny.
Sure. You don't hear kids talking about Rob Schneider these days.
No. To the car phone.
It's not a bad spit take.
No, of course not.
But I mean, I guess it's Emilio Estevez. He's a professional.
Of course.
So having not seen this in a fairly long time, I'm wondering if this is one of those films that you kind of go back to and you kind of realize, oh yeah, this was definitely a kids movie. This is very much marketed and shot to that.
Oh, for sure. Most definitely, because like this is just.
I mean, they did have the DUI scene, which was pretty rad.
Well, because the thing is, during the 90s, you could kind of, like, if you could get away with showing something bad like that, so long as you marketed as it being against kids. I mean, the 80s and the 90s, when it came to cartoons and television shows, was the era of that every cartoon show that was shown during Saturday morning had to have an educational message. That's how you got the... during the Sonic cartoon episodes.
Goldberg.
Man, what'd you eat? It's always the fucking farting.
So as you were saying.
So, like, there's a very famous Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. There's two, actually. There's two different cartoons. There's Sad-Am cartoon, which is the more environmental story and things like that, and then there's the crappy one. During the crappy one, they have a very much the Predator kind of thing, where it's like, do you have an uncle that's touching you in the wrong place or some shit like that? It's very famous hearing Jaleel White talk about it, and if you look online, you can find it. The point is that that's very... much the 90s. Like the 90s, each one of the shows had like this like it had like we had look, let me put it this way. We had shows and cartoons like during my like time watching Saturday morning cartoons where called the All-Stars, where it had Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Wayne Gretzky. And they were saving the world somehow.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's terrible. The point is that like this is the era of that, and so you can have a DUI, you can have that so long as you say it's a bad thing, kids, don't drink and drive. That's why Gordon Bombay is his character that redeems himself over time and becomes. Just even saying that out loud sounds ridiculous. Here is our enemy team, the Blackhawks, led by.
They're pretty much the Darth Vaders of ice hockey. Vaders.
Well, because look at these. Like we can see the different teams. Like we have the team that doesn't have a name, that just District 5 at this point in time.
Dude, that sounds like some dystopian, like
or Division 5 or something
Half-Life.
Like is it a District 5
team.
or like Division 5? But they're definitely like a D5 kind of thing. They're not the Mighty Ducks at this point.
They're the D5, not the Mighty D.
And you can tell what year he is. Pee-wee, second place, 1973. That was. Look at him. He looked at it. And he was all like, "That's my reason."
He's like, "God damn it,
Gordon Bombay."
That'll always haunt me.
The fact that his coach is still coaching. Do you notice he didn't age a bit? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, some dudes do that.
Some dudes never age.
Yeah.
Most of them.
He's an immortal.
Most of them are in Hollywood, so that's fine. District 5.
District
I was
5.
right. I was totally right. District 5.
That's pretty bleak.
Well, that's because they didn't have a name. They were just like District 5, and that's what he gave him an identity. He took this nameless team, gave him the identity that would power them to the Olympics.
Jesus.
Yeah, see, do you see what I'm saying?
Scathing.
They put that shit there. Look at that.
He's just really rubbing it in.
Like, do you get this? Like, he had, like that was what's implying is that, like, look, you could have been something. That's right, because his dad died. I forgot there was that line, too, that his dad was, like, dead or some shit like that.
God.
It's some crazy storyline. Like, there's so much, like, fake pathos in this movie.
Quack, quack, quack,
Quack, quack, quack, quack, quack, quack, quack, quack, quack, quack.
quack.
What I love about this is that, like, I'm getting, like this is, like, he's like, I love how all of them have like the weirdest like whatever jerseys they've got. It's just sort of a mishmash, mix them up. and even helmet styling. Like, look, we've got like he's got I think he's got a goalie. Oh God.
Dude's got a football helmet on.
He's got a football helmet. I think that like that's a goalie helmet. We've got a mixture of stuffs.
Yeah.
Like it's whatever they could afford, and that's the implication.
Or
is that
whatever they could find.
Whatever they could find, really. That's the implication. Now, here's the thing. Do you think? And again, can you put this back in the '90s context? Because the '90s were the beginnings of the everybody wins, nobody loses kind of thing. Do you think they would have let kids like go out in hockey with that kind of gear?
Back then?
Yes, back then.
It probably depends on where you're playing. I imagine some kid leagues would be like, what are you doing? Get out of here.
Yeah.
But, some kids would just be like, whatever. You got enough.
I love how Goldberg gets like, look, it's my job as the goalie. What the fuck? He just threw down. This is so sad. This is bullshit. That was a clean check too. Banks. He's like not even try. Like Max is just like, I'm gonna have some fun with this. How many times do I have to tell you? Now here's the question. He just said, how many times do I have to tell you? Do you think he's ever told them that at any point in like his
Probably not.
his like 3 minutes of this team's knowledge? Oh, that was a clean check. That was a cross check, dude.
That sounds like a hockey term.
So, how much hockey terms do you know?
Effectively none.
All right, so cross-checking is when you take your stick at a side angle and, hit them with it.
Okay.
It's a cross-check. It's usually frowned upon and a blatant violation of rules. And I have a feeling that in kids hockey, it would be completely and utterly done. Like, there would be no question at all. I love it implies.
See?
It's like, yeah,
all right,
true.
so we got alcohol.
We got pot. We got pill popping.
Aspirin edition.
Look at this. He just lets it happen. He just says, "Whatever, I'm done." We need 17. Now, do you know how much you know about hockey scoring?
That seems high.
Very high.
Yeah.
Very, very high. Traditionally, hockey games, like a complete crazy one, is like 5 or something.
Gotcha.
17 is a little bit, even for Pee Wee hockey.
Hey, coach, eat a dick.
Pretty much. He's staring at his team like, what the fuck have I... Because you're a lawyer.
Bringing the truth.
Why should we listen
Damn.
to you? And he sees his whole Hans. Yes, Hans. This is where I love this because it's like, where'd he go? I thought I saw him. I must have lost my mind. This is Sports Illustrated. So this is as this is as racy as they ever get, I think. It's the swimsuit edition of Sports Illustrated.
Well, hey, I mean, you got to work with what you got.
By the way,
So a bunch of ragtag kids against blonde hair, blue eyes.
surely this is not a reference to every other goddamn thing. By the way, here it is.
Yeah.
He is our enforcer. just the name. Whatever happened to this kid, too?
I don't know.
Again, I love the assortment of just stuff. Like, there's not even like hockey. I think, for example, Goldberg doesn't even have pads on. He has like newspaper inside them or some shit like that. Like, just the assortment of things.
Yeah. Say what you want about the movie, but they do a really good job of making this team look pretty pathetic to start off.
Yeah, they paint the picture. Do you realize that he's teaching the kids on how to act like they got overhurt?
Well, he is a lawyer.
I know. That's what I love about it.
Maybe Goldberg should be a lawyer. He got him on that technicality.
What? I'm insulted by that. I love that he sees the... Also, by the way, like... I think he says something to him. What does he say? I can't remember if this is the point where he sees potential or not. He's like, you don't believe in us, coach. Watch this. He's like,
your moment to shine, Charlie.
throw it a shine, Charlie. I forgot that has the whole stereotypical kind of like bullshit. Like we have to get through this layer of. I think that's the issue watching us now. Like we're laughing at it, but like we have to get to this layer of like Gordon Bombay. Like you can't make me cheat. They weren't even angry at first. They're just like, whatever. There's got to have been a kid that's like, I'd have taken the fall. I would have totally did it, sir.
Sure.
Because that makes the most sense.
Well, I mean, you saw Goldberg.
Hans Sports Shop. Here it is. See, the thing is that, like, why wouldn't you have realized, oh, wait, I'm in my hometown. Maybe I should look this guy up and reconnect.
I don't know. I mean, he's a busy man.
Sharpening skates.
Well, I'm talking about Bombay.
Okay.
It takes a lot of time to support your addictions.
Scandinavian. I love Hans. May be my favorite character in the entire mythos of the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I always like the character of the mystical wizened old man. Such famous ones being, of course, the ever popular Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
And I always viewed him as the Obi-Wan Kenobi of the series, except he never died and faded into a ghost.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
But I always liked him as a character because this is sort of what sets Gordon straight. Like, he sets him, back into, almost reminds him of his past and what hockey meant to him, and brings back even his dad to a certain degree and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he plants the seed in his mind. He incepts him.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, he'd just forget it. Oh, so see, look at that! It's like that. Like he had put down all this stuff. Like that has been the worst. That had been like the low point of everything. His dad died. He missed the penalty shot. He could have gone pro. Instead, he became a lawyer.
I feel like this has to be an allegory for something.
It has to be.
I just can't figure out what.
Because he scored 198 goals in that season. It's a shame you quit. You see? You could have gone all the way. You see?
Because this is some weird like abuse kind of stuff.
Yes. Because somebody
but just like covered in this facade of oh, I messed up that one hockey
because
game.
the fact of the matter, he messes that up. And the thing is, somebody said you could have gone all the way. Like, that implies that either because I don't think he says it, but he's heard that so many times. That implies he's heard that so many times that like that was the deciding factor of like if you had not failed here, you would have been the next Wayne Gretzky.
Pretty much. I mean, it's not like he got like his legs cut off or anything.
Nope.
Like he just missed a shot.
Yeah, exactly. He's a kid. He's a goddamn kid. Like he missed he missed the game-winning penalty shot. But that's not like if any other fucking promoter would have been watching him or anything, I was like, that's so what, he missed the one shot when it sure whatever, but he just made 5 fucking, goals and made a couple of good connects. He's a team player. We should there's no we should definitely give this guy a high school thing or something, whatever. But it implies like that one shot missed, like that was the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything else is horrible in his life.
Yeah, it's got to be it has to be representing something.
Of course. Like this is so
because this is so absurd.
Yes, exactly.
Like I want to give the movie the benefit of the doubt.
But no, you can't.
Like it's
not
speaking
now.
to something on
Not-
a deeper level.
Hopefully.
It needs to be.
Like I realize I'm getting a little bit loud, but that's okay, I guess. If I'm gonna peak, I might as well peak there. Because this is I'm just laughing now because it finally hits me how ridiculous that is. How utterly ridiculous that is for that to have been thing. And I knew that was part of a B plot somewhere. Like I knew that there had been that like you could have gone all the way if you had just made that one shot. And
wow.
Here he is. Here's you know how
Some
much
sepia.
Exactly. So
there we go.
Here is, not only is this a flashback to then, but a flashback even further.
Yeah. This is 2 flashbacks deep.
Oh, there's his dad.
I'm convinced the only reason that we're not absolutely floored by the cinematography in this movie is because you got the SD version.
I hopefully, yes.
If we were watching this in HD, we'd be like, man, like I don't remember this movie looking this good.
Are you sure? You feeling that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Look at that shot. I'm just laughing because it's like the only thing that makes this better is if the dad had died right then and there. Like had a
just like he just fell through the ice in some horrible freak accident.
Exactly. Oh my god. That would only made it better.
At least then, he would have a little bit of cause for like really putting all this emphasis on these hockey games.
And now the mother's like, who are you? What do you want?
Hi, I'm your son's drug dealer. Yo, Gordon, no means no.
Yeah, exactly. Charlie, come over here. Have you ever tried a hit of this?
I got this from a man named Wonka. You would not believe what it'll do to your mouth.
I love this. I love the idea of like I'm sorry, Charlie. I was wrong. I skated. I talked with Hans for a bit. Because again, like it sets like
this man you've met once before comes into your house and he's like, "Hey, I want a minute with your son. Can you please leave us?" Okay.
So it's. I mean, this was simpler times. These were times. Yeah. No, what am I talking about? The 80s brought up the idea of stranger danger. No, screw that. This was not simpler times. This was when the Iraq War was starting. There was some crazy shit going down in the 90s.
Wow, that's a shot.
By the way, do you notice the hockey thing there?
Oh yeah, it's a nice touch from the set designers.
I guess it's like hockey is their life. Hockey is what they breathe. This is not even Canada. This is like Wisconsin. I know people care about hockey. Dinner. That's right, because Charlie has the beeline plot of like hooking his Gordon up with his mother.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what are you having?
Ducksworth.
Yes.
What a ridiculous name.
2. This is where he starts to.
Do you think Ducksworth is a name where they're just like, man, we really need a name for this guy, this character in a film, and then like they were just really pushing that deadline for the script?
Well, here's the question: do you think that the movie was named The Mighty Ducks first, and then they reverse engineered this guy's name, or the flip?
But yeah, I think they came up with the Mighty Ducks and then reverse engineered this guy's name.
Okay, I would believe that too.
I definitely feel like that's the most logical outcome.
Yes, of course.
It's kind of like if you are watching Remember the Titans
Yes.
and you find out that the principal to
Hold
the
on.
teacher was
Hold on.
named Titansworth.
I want to stop. Hold on. Shh. We're right. Okay, here's the question. This is an important question as Good Vibrations played. Do you realize there's going to be a generation that does not think of Mark Wahlberg, that thinks Mark Wahlberg first and not Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Like me? Yeah.
Do you even know Marky? Did you know Mark Wahlberg was like part of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Yeah, I am vaguely aware,
Feel it.
but I'm not intimately aware.
I am not, but yeah, like there is going to be a generation one day that won't even be aware that Mark
Right.
Wahlberg was part of a group called Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
And that generation is alive currently.
By the way, did you notice he pulled the sword from the stone?
I didn't notice that.
Little.
That is a clever touch.
Yeah, he pulled it from the ice.
I'll give him that.
He pulled it from the ice. It's got to be in 6th grade. Oh my god, that's him. I'm learning this stuff.
Exposition?
Feel the vibration. Feel it. By the way, if you look closely, you will see Mr. Danny Tamborelli, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's Danny Tamborelli, right? Yes, Danny
Yeah.
Tamborelli, Little Pete.
Wow.
Danny Tamborelli. I think he's got a band now. And then him and Mike, the other guy that played Older Pete, they have a podcast now, The Adventures of Danny and Mike, that I've been listening to. It's a really good podcast. But now here comes the question. Do you think that Gordon Bombay went through all this crap as a training?
Probably worse.
That's true. You cradle it.
But probably similar things. Like, I imagine this is him being like, all right, I know how I was trained to be the best. I'm just going to do that.
I love that Averman is like the pop culture avatar for us.
Yeah.
Man, this is great. This is so This is your bar mitzvah, Goldberg. Today you will become a man. This is so disturbing. I don't mean to break this, but this is like Full Metal Jacket level stuff. You know?
Yeah.
It's to toughen him up. So he's not afraid of the puck.
This is a Clockwork Orange of hockey.
Exactly. This is a lot deeper film than
Keep
we
his
knew.
eyes open.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's getting into it. Yeah, now he's in the spirit of things. Now he's like, yeah, I'm better than this. All right. Trivia question. What other 90s sports kids films did you watch?
Probably a couple. None are coming to mind.
Like the only other one I really remember that I had to watch, I think I was way older when it came out anyways, was The Big Green.
I've seen that, but I don't really remember it very much.
There's some things about the movie that are interesting, some things that are not. I think a lot of 90s Disney films for sure. There are far better ones, but this is, man.
The pinnacle of cinema.
I think Goldberg, like, doesn't he skate away with the goalie? With the goal?
That sounds all right.
Yes, that was right. He just starts saying, like, no, you're not leaving me here. I am coming with this goal. I will eat. I will consume. Oh, my God. What does this imply?
They're bonding, Roberto.
I understand that, but like, I guess my question is this: who's driving? Like, is Hans driving the van? I can't remember who's driving the van. Why were they riding in a van? Why couldn't Gordon have a car?
That's probably not the best choice for. Gordon
This is where he talks about his dad.
Yeah,
and they both we both had dads died. That's right. This is where they bond. Like, what happened to your dad? He died.
Isn't Gordon like loaded?
Yeah, that's
isn't he like rich? Like,
this is what I'm saying. Like, he had a car. Well, I take it back. Maybe they took away his license probably for the DUI.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's my guess.
But still, come on, man, driving style.
Yeah.
Got to keep up appearances.
He's not even with Hans. He's like with the driver, and the driver came with like a freaking lawyer last time. I mean, a lawyer. Oh, damn. And
Shit's rough in the hood, man.
Oh, dude, of course he's good. Look,
Bombay was raised in the streets.
I'm fairly certain that at that point, Bombay questioned like, did I not get the right guy off?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Do it again. And this is like, we have the street warrior who's like, I know street hockey.
You know, I just happen to have a hockey team that could use your services.
Well, we had already been introduced. We'd already had the beginnings of this character. Mm-hmm. Oh, he closed the chest.
Why was that trunk like sitting there open? And
more importantly, why are they all in rollerblades?
'Cause hockey, duh.
But two, what I love about again this is oh god. Like, here's a question. Let's say you want to teach a kid to skate, right?
Yeah, this is how you do it.
Let's just
say, here's some stairs. Good luck, kid.
No, now here's some stairs. Here's the mall. Have fun.
Yeah, I think the mall was probably a poor choice for venues.
I think it's a poor choice for anybody to be skating to rollerblading in.
Yeah.
Because some mall cops got to be pissed.
Yeah, security's
Like some mall cop would have stopped these kids like at least minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is.
But then again, it's Gordon Bombay. He's reckless. We already know that.
But Disney reference.
He's got a point. District 5 is pretty dope.
It is pretty dope. But you know Ducksworth would not have had that happen.
Yeah, Ducksworth. Yeah.
Actually, dude, don't... why do I think ducks have some type of... We'd have to look up the etymology... Not the etymology, the biology of a duck. Because I want to believe they have teeth or something. Ducks can get pretty vicious. That I do know.
Sure, yeah.
Ducks can get pretty vicious if you leave them.
Yeah, they're nasty little animals.
Now, it would have been more interesting had they been the platypuses, I think.
That would have been so great. Oh, my God. The mighty platypuses.
But then how do we... What would the lawyer boss have been named at that point then?
Let's workshop this.
Yeah, let's do this. We have some time.
Platypus.
Okay, let's say we have, because do we call him Platypusworth?
No, I feel like we need some kind of other suffix.
Platypusian? No.
No, that wouldn't get by regulations.
Let's see. What's a common name for a
Platypustine.
There it is, Platypustine.
Yep.
The mighty platypuses.
Would have been like Jeff Platypustine.
Yes.
But Jeff like G-O.
What the hell are they doing?
And he got a jacket embroidered and everything.
Weird ass team. Yeah, that's true. He
really took up that role.
He took up the... Just teach him. Too much power. You have to learn to control it. These kids are scared now. This is to strike fear in the hearts of mortal men. Because even if they miss... Even if the kids, even if he misses, that's got to hurt.
Yeah.
That's what stroke fear in the hearts of mortal men.
Sure.
All right, here it is. Is this where they quack? Quack, 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 quack. Go. Oh, what was it? Where is it? There it is. Go Ducks. Woo. Ducks fly in formation, by the way.
V formation. Long live the V.
Long live the V, the mighty V. This is where things start to change for the Ducks. They get an identity. Oh, they scored! Look at the Ducks. They scored against the Cardinals. Who would actually win in a fight, a Duck or a Cardinal?
Well, definitely a Cardinal.
By the way, I just saw what that duck looked like. Did you see that?
I saw it a little bit earlier.
That is like the worst cartoon duck I think I've ever seen.
It's not great.
Look at that. And I think it's the first time I've ever actually seen the duck. Oh, the birds chirping.
But yeah, definitely Cardinal.
Yeah.
Because, air superiority.
For sure. I love this. I think this is the checking the Oh, another Rob Schneider joke.
At least it's not dating itself at all.
No, of course it's not. Put him on the bench, Charlie. What we talked about. That is a...
Whoa, his driver is filming.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of weird.
Oh, okay, he's got to record this for the legal record just in case.
Sure.
Just in case things go horribly wrong and we have to, take this to court.
Yeah, it's probably like the community service thing. Like they're like, this dude's not going to do this, so they need video evidence.
And I love it that they surprised it. You're like, what the heck? Oh, the flip around.
The old switcheroo.
That's why we roll here. He's like, look at this. I screwed the heck up. I love that these other teams don't get built up at all.
Whoa,
Cardinals.
Look at that VFX.
Yeah.
Woo.
Uh-oh, here's another one. Now, this was great. I love that this is what's even better. The fact that he has this sort of thing, the ducks, whatever. This is when it happens, right?
What?
Is this when he looks at the district maps?
I don't remember.
Yes, this is when he learns the map. This is where he gets... Might be a duck. And that's when he looks at the map, and this is when he pulls this crap.
That is such a lawyer move.
Exactly. That's what I saw. He's like, I'd be a duck. I'd be a duck. That means Banks would be a duck because Banks is in where I live. This is what I love about this. The coach gets all pissy and says some stuff like, Corey, get the heck back here. Look at me when I'm talking to you or some shit like that. I think he says, look at me when I'm talking to you. That's exactly what I thought he says. You stop when I'm talking to you, son. That's some bullshit. You pulling this horse shit.
This really needs like a PG-13/R redub.
Well, because he just said the law's a bitch, ain't it, or something like that. Do you realize those kids didn't catch the sarcasm at all?
Mm-mm.
You see, look at this. You could have been one of the greats. And now look at yourself. You see? Or never was. Do you see that? There is that feline. Like, this horrible thing of, if you had just not fucked up that one shot, you could have gone all the way.
It's so weird.
Yes.
And it's weird how, all the characters,
Yes.
are all on the same page.
Yes.
Like, man, if you just made that shot.
Yes.
I don't know, you threw away your whole future. You could have really been something.
Now you're just a lawyer making mega millions, living in your, working in your fancy skyscraper, living in your high-rise apartment.
Maybe had you made that shot, you wouldn't have given up on your dreams. Maybe you would have led a happy, fulfilling life. But no, sorry, I guess that's not how it happened.
This is great that he tells us he has to explain. You were a hawk, weren't you? I love that kid is like, do you realize he's like the stereotypical kind of
Cake Eater. I forgot about Cake
I
Eater.
forgot about that too.
God, that is the best insult.
I love that the only guys that stay.
Better believe it.
Yep.
Bombay.
Where the team breaks off. He's like, this is where Charlie has to decide where his loyalties lie.
Mm-hmm.
Does he trust this Hawk, this previous Hawk, this guy that has bought them equipment, has sponsored them?
A snake in the grass, really.
Yeah. And all that we see are little Pete. No, we see Charlie and
And that one dude.
oh yeah, because that one dude's got nothing else better to do. But at least Charlie figured out his loyalties. I would have loved to have seen that game too, because I would love for them to have developed the Flames as a character team. That sucks, though. I mean, that's like it sucks to have to deal with that kind of baggage. Like, do you ever deal with that in life where you've gone back home and like you're always remembered for something else?
Not really.
Like,
I mean, nothing bad, at least.
Nothing. No, that's true. Like, nothing bad for me, but it kind of sucks sometimes when you have like.
Yeah, it sucks when everyone's just like, man, Brandt, you gotta be on that one history test,
That's a
man.
good fucking point.
If you hadn't
That's
done
a
that,
good point.
woo, you could have really been something by now.
You could have been the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Instead, you're now working for a man.
That one time you got photoshopped into that one picture, that one holiday calendar where you were topless.
That's
Man,
right.
had that not happened, ooh,
That's a good point.
You really could have.
I guess
You could have
that's-
changed things, Brandt.
What I'm saying is more the idea of like there are those kids who when they go to college they change themselves and reimagine themselves. I never did that because I was pretty much at high school solid of who I was.
Sure.
Like I'm a geek and that's the end of it all. Here it is.
She has fine qualities.
Okay, now here's the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say let's say this. Let's say that you have like when does this not feel creepy? The idea of your coach asking you about your mother and what kind of guys she dates.
Well, I think he's at a point to where he's young enough to not really be super weirded out by it.
Yeah.
Like he's just kind of going with the flow, assuming that well, this guy's an adult, so nothing weird is going on here, certainly. He might look back on it and be like,
I trust.
that's-
Look at. By the way, look at this. Look at this kid. He's crying. He is taking us to a dark place
Yeah, I mean, he went pretty deep pretty fast there.
because he's like, because all Gordon said was, "Look, I'm sorry, I got to pass on this because if I don't, you guys aren't gonna play." And he's like, "The guys trust you. The guys don't trust Dick." Let's see if we can see the science in this. What molecule is that, by the way?
That's water, right?
Correct. Two
Or-
hydrogen
or-
atoms
or-
and one oxygen atom.
Or pizza. It is
Or-
a pizza molecule.
It is pizza. Is water's within pizza for sure.
Yeah. That is part of a pizza molecule. Man, they are catty.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is pretty much Mean Girls
Yep.
right here.
This is Mean Girls. This is the proto Mean Girls.
We just need some like
Now, the question is-
some lion
What
roaring.
I love about this team, by the way, is that there is like I think only one of the. Here's the question: what are the odds that all of them would be in the same class?
Not very high,
You know,
I would imagine.
I have never in my life.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
Here
it's
it is. Quack, quack, quack.
maybe it's
quack.
one of these things where like they had a super undeveloped hockey team,
Yeah.
and then all of these kids in the same class were friends, and one kid wanted to do hockey, so they're like, "Well, I guess we could do hockey," so that way it's a way for them to hang out together, and that's how the hockey team was formed. But other than that, it seems pretty improbable.
Oh, here it is. Why? What? This is so backdoor kind of shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't this feel?
Like, this is where they give them the talk and then say,
Yeah.
hey, you know, like, if you don't go along with this, we're going to bust your kneecaps.
I think this is where he almost gets. Doesn't he get fired for this or something like that?
Something like that.
Something happens where he's like, which, by the way, I know
Or at least they threaten him.
They threaten him with like his job. Which I just want to put this out there. If you're gonna threaten Gordon with his job, and like a Pee Wee hockey league, something's wrong with your world. Let's first put that out there.
Yeah. Mr. Ducksworth.
Be part of a team. This is where Gordon says his what his dad told him. This is where he believes in everything.
Man, like I feel like most of the movie is supposed to be about Gordon Bombay redeeming himself.
Yes.
But he flips that switch real fast.
Oh yeah.
Like just a couple scenes and he's like,
All
I
right.
believe in these kids and we're going to do great things.
Here, this is great. Look at this. I just want to explain this. Let's explain this really quick. If I were a law firm and I had a top-notch lawyer, like why would I even bother putting that as an option on the table? Why would that even matter in my quack?
I'm pretty sure the sync cue is somewhere in there.
Yes. You didn't earn it. See you at the playoffs. Like, this is what bothers the F out of me. Like, if I were... Like, let's say that Brian came to you, right? I'm not going to say you're not a lawyer, but let's say Brian came to you, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, Brandt, are you prepared to give a damn about this hockey thing versus... Like that option being as an example. As, like, something as, like, this is the punishment of not going along with this silly little thing.
I don't know. That's weird, man.
That's a bit. Let me put that. The odds, like, that's a bit high of like on the gambit tree, so to speak.
Dudes take these games real seriously.
Fair enough, but still, like that is like, like you've raised the stakes up severely.
Yeah, but I mean, Gordon Bombay, he's a drug pusher.
That's true.
So
That's true.
like he's used to high stakes.
That's a good point. Yeah, he's like
Fight or flight.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's like, "Are you prepared, Gordon, to lose?"
Fight or flight because of ducks.
Good. I didn't even see that. Our
Me
class,
neither.
by the way, our class loves to read.
Hmm?
There's a sign that previous around there behind one of the characters that says, class loves to read. I don't know if we'll see it again. I have to wait till we kind of flip around the camera. There it is. You kind of see.
Gotcha. Was this actually like real life punishment in detentions at some point?
I have been to detention before. I have never had to write "I will not do X" on that.
Yeah,
and I was at the grade appropriate level for this. I have never had to write on the board, "I will do this many times." I've never had to do that.
Yeah, because I know it's not a thing now, but like I'm wondering if this was ever a thing.
I don't know.
Or if it was strictly just
The Hollywood kind of cliche.
originating from media.
I don't know. I really don't.
Because it's so weird.
I've never done it in my and especially I was a kid at this era that would have been part of this form of punishment. But I've never had to do this. Like I've been in detention before, not often, but I have been there once or twice. I've never had to do that. Never would that come up. But yeah, I love the fact that I had forgotten that until we got to that point that the stakes would get that high. The fact that he'd lose his job because of the ducks, and that just bugs me. That bugs me in a weird way of like, Gordon, are you prepared to lose your job for this hockey thing? Because this guy is a really good friend of mine, and he really is going to screw up my lawyer firm.
I don't know, man.
I'm
Cake
sorry.
eater.
Yes.
Yeah, and more or less, I'm just so weirded out that, Gordon comes in as a real hard ass to start off with, and it's just like 2 games later, and he's like, yeah, I'll totally throw away my job for these kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would have said, you know what? I guess it just he gets that principle line. Like he somewhere along the line makes a he still has the Hawks bag too. That implies they have bags. That's what that implies. That implies they have bags and funding.
It's a pretty good bag, though.
It is a pretty slick bag. I would totally keep it too, but
Yeah.
just the idea.
And it's big. Carry a lot of stuff in that.
Yeah.
You probably put a body in there.
Probably.
That's probably why Gordon wanted him to keep the bag.
And they're not passing it to Banks because they're just like, we can't have him win. Do you notice that the driver's still with them?
Yeah. Well, is he still filming?
I don't know.
I think he films all the games.
I love that he said we're pulling the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah? Is that a thing?
No, I just like the idea that they've named that play.
Oh.
I think it was it? I don't know if it was it was the Little Giant. You remember Little Giants, the film? Did you ever see that sports movie?
No, I don't think so.
That was another '90s kids movie film. Their play name was the famous one was The Annexation of Puerto Rico. Was the name of the epic play that they had done.
All right.
And it was because the kid had these weird names to the plays. He's like,
Sure.
The Annexation of Puerto Rico. I was like, it was such a cool name for a play.
Yeah, it's a pretty hardcore name.
Yeah. 2 out of 2. It made the America's #1 hockey publication. Do you real? I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but by the way, look what it's sponsored by: Budweiser and Winston.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh no, this is the real hockey arena. That's why.
Yeah. That would be great if the Mighty Ducks
That
were
would have been
sponsored
so
by
Winston and Budweiser. You kidding me? I would have been like, this is getting adult finally.
classic Bombay.
And it's the Stars. It's the Dallas Stars, by the way.
Local.
Look. Do you see? You see, even the pros knew who he was. Like, this guy knows what he's talking about. You give him a shot, he could go all the way.
Yeah, unless it matters. Bombay.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're really counting on this guy, he's gonna miss that shot. He's gonna throw away his life on it.
Is this what's his face?
It sounds like
Randy
it.
Newman?
Yeah, it sounds
I
like
think it's Randy Newman. Randy Newman, of course, would be a Disney regular once they started licensing Pixar films. We'll have to definitely check if this is Randy Newman or not.
Yeah. I mean, it's very much
it's
in
very
his
much
style.
Randy Newman. If it's not, it's his style for sure. I love the idea of them being a star. I love that. This is where they're watching the stars. I guess the stars are playing, and the thing is, I could say that I could swear the stars are our Dallas team, the Dallas Stars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they were. I don't know if they were stars at that point, or they were Dallas Stars at that point. I have to definitely look. Aww.
I've always known them as the Dallas Stars.
See, my hockey team back in my. He's like, boom. It's like I'm dead duck.
Damn.
Yum.
Growing up in the streets, it's a hard enough life for the Ducks.
I have to be. Maybe they were like the Wisconsin Stars or something like that.
Possibly.
We have to definitely check a continuity thing on that one, because if they were not the Stars, because like,
I mean, that would make a little bit more sense plot wise.
maybe it was the North Star. I don't know, because that's what we have to double check.
Yeah, man, it's so weird that his coach is like in his
Yeah,
house.
of course it is.
It's so weird.
I agree. That's it's weird as heck. By yourselves. Like, he really, really wants them to hook the heck up. And it's like, I don't want to hook.
This is weird.
Yes, it is.
I'm not totally comfortable with it, but
I know we gotta let it roll. We gotta let Young love that. Oh, ice sculptures. Do you realize this movie's close to like 2 hours long?
really?
It's like an hour 45, I think it was.
All right.
I don't mean to like bring that up, but I just want, because like this movie has I think this movie has a little too much going on for a kids film right now.
Yeah, they probably could have gone through a couple more edit drafts. Cut out a little bit of the fat.
A little bit of the fat. Like I said, I want to know now. I think we need to check to make sure when the Dallas Stars happen. I think you might have to bust out the phone for that one, because I want to know if that's continuity now. I'll check it out later on, and I'll tweet it out with this. I'll put it in the show notes. Tweet out with this episode.
It's like, are you kidding me, Roberto? I don't want to miss a single frame of this masterpiece.
Here's now the real question. This is the first time I think I've ever seen this film in its correct aspect ratio.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but like if you saw this on VHS, you always saw this in pan and scan.
Probably, yeah.
I think this might be the only time I've ever seen this in the correct aspect ratio. We can finally see
that's
what
an
the
interesting thought. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. We can see the full frame, like we could where everything would. I don't know why I thought about that right now.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of fitting for the Mighty Ducks
Of course, it's
that we've never seen it properly.
I don't even think this is. I think this is like a little bit under 16:9, because we're right now watching it on my HGTV. We see a little bit of black bars on the bat, whatever. Here it is. Here's the love kiss.
Weak.
Well, because this is not supposed to happen.
It's a forbidden fruit kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very forbidden fruit. You can't.
Ah.
Here's the playoffs. The Ducks. How long do you think it took for them to have hats?
Before they started
they
officially
did-
merchandise hats for the crowd?
Yeah, because like that, they didn't have those hats and shirts before
No, definitely not.
the last couple of matches.
It was probably like 4 games after they got official jerseys.
Probably.
You know, just enough time that
Good game.
they could kind of get a little bit of a winning streak. And I like to think Gordon's a little bit forward thinking and that kind of thing.
How did the driver?
Oh my God! Did you see that come out of their hands?
Yes.
That was great.
How the heck did the driver become like the coke of coach or something?
Yeah.
When did that like thing happen?
I definitely don't remember seeing him
No.
this much in the movie.
No, he was like a C-level character. He was literally a character just to explain how Gordon got some places.
I'm convinced they Lucased him in. Like, all of this is digitally.
It might be
digitally
because
put in because of contract obligations or something.
the post budget on this film was like $250,000. It was like at least 100 mil tops. That was pretty expensive for the 90s too. ILM did a great job on this one.
Yeah, who knew? They only had 2 sets the whole movie.
Yeah, it's amazing. A lot of greens. All this audience was digitally added to.
Yeah.
When did this happen? When did he become such a big deal? I mean, look at that. I don't even remember. He wasn't even given like.
Does he have a name?
Oh my God! Look at that shot.
That's pretty great. That's like the face-off poster.
That's epic.
Yeah.
That is, you know, that
should have been the poster for the Mighty Ducks.
Oh my God, that'd have been the poster.
That would have been so cool.
That would have been freaking pimp.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, this again.
Yes.
Great.
Now we get to see the whole thing.
So does he have like PSTD or something?
I think so. Well, because like the thing is that this is like his dad couldn't see this. Like this was a very traumatic year for little Gordy.
Yeah.
You know, his father died of mysterious causes. Look at that. Did you see that?
No. What?
I hope they cut back to the goalie.
Was he just like real menacing?
He's got a skull. He looks like a misfit, like a guy on the Misfits. The punk. Look at this. Look at that guy. I'm sorry.
That pose.
Why would you keep the light on him? I don't need to keep saying that. Why would you have kept the light on him then?
Oh, it's so perfect.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is like,
That scene is maybe one of the best scenes ever shot on film.
oh my God. Oh Lord. I don't even know anymore. How did his dad, I want to know if I can't remember they say it, how his dad died, but like, I'm sorry. The more I look at that scene, just like the how freaking ridiculous it is. Because it's like, look, you missed the shot, kid. Your entire life is in the shitter. You're going to become a lawyer. You're going to drink yourself into DUI.
Gonna be addicted to aspirin.
You're going to be addicted to aspirin, and life's just going to get worse and worse over time. And he misses the shot. The thing is that if you put it in like perspective, real life, like that means the guy had a spotlight on him, and they kept it on him as he's crying in the ice.
He was just like, do I move the spotlight? Do I take it off him? No, this is gold. Keep it on him.
The thing is, there's a Satanist of a camera guy. Like, no, you keep it on him. You show him what he did wrong.
This is perfect.
This is my Kubrick moment. You know that's what the director thought.
Sure.
This is my moment of being Kubrick.
Finally,
I get to live my dreams of Full Metal Jacket.
I love the idea of him sitting there going like, if I do this right, this kid will never forget this moment. And that's the reason why it's so haunting to him.
Sorry, it just occurs to me how fucking ridiculous that is. Like, out of all the things that could have happened to this little Gordon Bombay, that totally... He's a duck, Jesse. He'll play like a duck.
You're not on the streets anymore, Jesse. We're a family now. We're the Ducks.
On Banks. Now, this is. I think this is where it gets really cheap, doesn't it? It doesn't get cheap like he actually.
Oh yeah, where they're playing dirty.
Yeah. Check his ass. Cross-check him. That was a cross-check, by the way, too. Like, I'm amazed at how many cross-checks happen. Oh, my God. Pop collar?
Shit.
Dude, he ain't fucking around.
He's got to start flashing gang signs.
He popped the collar. He ain't fucking
Hawks roll deep in the rink, Bombay.
Oh, my God. This is so... This movie has, like, taken a completely different meaning now to me.
Yeah.
This Hawks soar.
Sure.
This movie has like completely had. This is like, I have a new eye on this movie. Like at first I thought, you know what, watching Mighty Ducks again, it'd be kind of lame. I'd catch a lot of these things and be like, this is boring. Now watching it again, I am seeing how amazing this film is on an entirely different adult level.
It's deep.
There is
undercurrents.
There are levels.
Nuance.
There's so much awesome. This is, oh man, it makes me look forward to other films we've talked about to review for sure. Because like this is, like there is a level here that I just don't know about. I love how his dad is like
still in the Hawks coat.
Yeah, he's like, this kid's gonna learn. This kid's gonna, because he's not even standing up. He's like. He's
ashamed.
So she's ashamed of his son. If this goes on a certain way, like this kid is gonna have mental problems. Like if it had kept going this way, we know kind of what happens. That kid would have so many weird mental problems.
Which kid?
Banks.
Oh,
like 'cause imagine if they let that go on, like just Banks getting the crap beat out of him, and his dad's like, "That's what he deserves. He's not a hawk." Like imagine that as a kid, how you'd feel.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rough.
That would be rough. Oh man. This.
What do you think about the score?
It's 2-0.
No, I mean, like audio.
Very Disney. Very emotional.
Bombastic.
Yes, bombastic would be a term.
Yeah.
Who did I'll have to definitely check out this score. I mean, all sports movies kind of have this sort of score. Like, it's very... I mean, the idea behind it is right now we've got to feed in the idea that these are the underdogs. That, you know, they've been doing good, but we got to put them in their place. You know?
Yeah.
Let's fly.
Did he just put out a hit?
Yes, he did.
Man.
He just said, I want you to take out Banks. I want you to drop him like a bad habit. Like, that is short of like, look, that's like hit him in the kneecaps.
Make it quick and painless.
Pretty much. And this is like, oh my God, they scored. Oh, we didn't get the shutout we wanted. And then people look at Banks.
Oh my God.
God damn. Look at that. That is
ruthless.
Yes. What'd you do to him? My job.
My job. He puts on his sunglasses. Yeah.
That was the first cross-checking. Like, there is like so much cross-checking in this game. That is insane. Oh my God, that was great. That was the greatest line delivery ever.
It's pretty amazing. So what happened to him? Did he just get knocked over?
Yeah. He didn't get, he had been checked far harder than that before.
Yeah.
But I think it's because he hit the bar and it's the timing.
Oh.
I lost my job for that kid. Nope.
The gauntlet has been
thrown. Yep. I just love
Shit
that.
just got so real in clay class.
I love the fact that he said, I'm still railing on that line. What did you do to him, Adam?
My job.
It's like, oh, shit.
Man.
That is some gangsta shit to say as a kid.
Yeah.
That is some gangsta shit to say as an adult. That is some, next level,
I wonder what it was like to be in the writer's room
oh, my God.
as they were coming up with that line.
Oh, my God. What do we have him say? He just essentially
I've
off
got
this
it.
kid.
My job.
Brilliant.
Oh my God.
Oh, God. I just came.
I need new pants. This is...
Oh my God, I'm sorry, my brain just can't handle that right now still. That was hardcore. This is where he gets...
That's kind of an interesting shot.
Yeah. That puck had such force. It's just we haven't even tied it up. I don't think we've gone to half. We haven't even gone to quarter yet.
He's really
Popping
that collar.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Now he's like, let's play dirty. The question is, are they going to... Man, the Hawks are kind of playing sloppy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're kids.
Look, these are menacing machines. I love that this is like that as opposed to doing anything like they just... Now what's great about this is that, let's see, how many guys do you think went through puberty at this moment right now?
Oh, at that specific moment?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
because at least one guy was like, oh my God, that's the woman.
Sure, I'm sure somebody.
Oh!
Sure, somebody did.
Bullshit. This is where things get real.
All the ducks are pulling out their gats.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. Look at that. He just is like, what?
They're like,
what?
yo, you want to step? Let's go.
I love that. That's like, okay, cross-checking and sending a guy to the paramedics, 2-minute warning. That out of the game. Sorry, kid.
Out of the game.
The other kid who checked Connie after the play, that doesn't get a warrant. It doesn't get anything. This ref's blind.
Well, he's probably paid off.
He
right?
probably was. Yeah, he probably is. I mean, look, if the stakes are Gordon supporting his team and versus his job, God damn, this movie's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, like as we watch this now and kind of go through it and the motions and things like that, here it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
Flying V.
The flying V, the famous V. I wonder actually how effective a flying V as a defense formation is in hockey. I don't know if anyone actually does the flying V. I don't think you ever have time to do it.
Yeah, I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be super effective.
They have sweatshirts. They have hats. He's got a pop collar. They're quacking. Do you realize how ridiculous all this is now? I think that's what's happening, is that I'm realizing how overblown this is. And
Yeah.
I mean, as kids, we never notice.
Sure.
We're not supposed to.
In fact, it's probably a better translation to kids because they're like, "Oh, I understand this."
Yeah. But as adults, like, we're laughing at some of the audacities in this film.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, like, I guess as we're kind of coming to the final moments of this movie and kind of the whole last parts of it, because we still got a whole lot to go through. What I'm liking about this film now is that this was such a movie between both you and I, enough that, though we were separated by generations, and though this came out when you were born, it still had enough of a cultural impact to, stay with you.
Yeah.
Like, because there are movies you probably watched as a kid that you have long forgotten.
Sure.
That have never left us. And there are movies as a kid that I have long forgotten. But, when you bring up the Mighty Ducks, like, everyone knows to Quack. Everyone knows Goldberg. All those people that were part of a certain generation, and even a little bit later, because it was so rehashed and replayed, have this movie still in their mindset.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that there's that much a comparison, especially the 90s, just because this is, it's weird. So we were laughing at it, the audacity, and kind of laughing at the stuff. It still had a huge impact. It's still
Sure.
stuck with us.
It is a cultural cornerstone.
That's a good way to say it. Triple Deke. Like, I think this is what actually got me into watching hockey, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. I used to play a little bit of hockey as a kid, apparently.
I found my hockey sticks in my room in Dallas.
We should play
like a week or two ago.
We should play some hockey, some street hockey.
Ooh.
We should figure that out. We should have team whatever, Team Diamond Club versus team other internet chapter.
Team everyone else on the street.
Pretty much. Here it is. Look at that lighting.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's real dramatic.
Oh, they're doing the sound fade away.
It's a nice touch.
That is a very nice touch. Now, of course, this is mirroring Gordon's moment, and showing him how things work.
His traumatic
thing.
experience.
This is his redemption. This is like he's seen the younger generation either fail, and he's telling them, like, look, it doesn't matter. Your life you cannot be traumatized. History cannot repeat. He's breaking the cycle. Don't you understand?
If you say so, Roberto.
This is deep. This is like this is Shakespearean in nature.
Look, him scoring this goal is not going to unthrow away Gordon Bombay's life.
No, but it sets him on the right path. Because do you remember what happens at the end, right?
No.
He goes and tries out for the minors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at
Yeah,
all.
you'll see it. Watch this. He's like, where you going, Bomb? Where you going, Coach? I'm gonna play for the minors or something like that. You joke. Wait till it happens.
It's great.
Because that's why he doesn't like. That's why two
There's
goes.
his driver.
Yes, the driver is the team. Hans had more character development.
How many lines did his driver have? He had a couple at the
He had a
beginning, right?
couple. He had like 1 to 2. Like, he has a credit for sure.
Yeah. Man, they're real friendly.
Oh yeah, they look Hans. Hans plays a bigger part in 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Aw, Hans. I will say this, audience, people who are listening, if you guys do like this, let us know, because we're currently on the fence for whether we should do the second one.
Yeah.
So just let us know. But anyways, we're coming to the point now where look at this. Slow motion.
Oh, yeah. Look at those frame drops.
See, look at this. Yeah, that's 90s slow motion. That wasn't.
Yeah.
That's right.
Pet dives is slang for drugs.
It is.
Cake eater. God, that's great.
That is slang for heroin user.
Yeah.
See? See? You see, he's trying
Man.
out for the bite.
Ooh. Good luck, man.
I just love the idea of him like, I'll make it out with your mother.
Well, I guess he doesn't have a job anymore, so he's got to fill his time with something.
Ah, that's right. He lost his lawyer gig because he sided with the Ducks. And that's how history works. And of course, we never do see him.
Setting it up.
He goes Greyhound. Checks cashed. They would have cut that in the Disney version. And here's the song. All right, let's see if we get some actors in this one. Let's see if the driver was given even a name.
That was an experience.
Oh God, it was. It was totally an experience. I'm just waiting for if they have driver or if they have the North Star is what they were. I bet you they weren't the Dallas Stars then.
Okay.
We'll have to definitely check that. But according to Age 10, Gordon's fault. I'm waiting to see if the driver's even given a freaking credit or not.
He has to have, right?
He talked. He had to talk.
I feel like maybe he just was given a name that we didn't see.
That's terrible. So here we are. We've reached the end. Brandt, what are your final thoughts on the Mighty Ducks?
It has its charm.
Yeah.
It's a movie of its time,
Yes.
for better and for worse.
I agree. I think it's definitely a film that, like, you can't watch it now as a kid, I don't think. I think there are far other... I mean, if I were to show a kid a film, I would never show it to him. Like, I think this is one of those movies that is just going to have to remain with the 90s generation, whether you were born in that year and watched it as a youngin', or you were a youngin' of that year that it was age appropriate. Because there's no way I could show any kid this movie with that. There are different children's movies. You could, of course, there are movies that are children's that stand the test of time. This is just not one of them. That being said, there is still a lot of charm to it. There is still a lot of things that matter to it. You could tell that people were still trying to work it out. Sure, they put some ridiculous things in there.
Yeah.
And some very ridiculous things that we remembered, that we totally forgot about. But I still had a fun time doing this. I think this was probably, so far, I'm going to be honest, I think the highlight for me so far of this entire podcast.
It's pretty good.
You know.
It was definitely a lot of fun to watch through.
Yeah.
And to revisit.
It was definitely fun. Brandt, thank you so much for doing the show with me. Where can people find you online, sir?
Yo, I'm all up in the interwebs. I got my Twitter zones at Gatowag, Gatowag, or you could search for me anywhere else with Brandt Hughes, BrandTHughes. There's a space in the middle somewhere in there. You could probably figure it out.
Of course, you can find me. I'm at Vincent404 on the Twitters. You want to talk about your experience with Mighty Ducks, what you remember, head to our website, CosmicRadio.TV/cinematography. There you'll find links to previous episodes, show notes, and other things like that. And other shows in the network, of course, like Jump Point they do with Mr. Bryce Castillo. So that's it for now.
That's all right.
So tune in next time. But till then, ta-ta.
Quack.
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 Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack.